every time there is an injustice against the Minnesota Fighting Vikings or their players, sometimes we get some pushback. It's like, oh, why do you care what the national media jabroni thinks? Well, like, why do you think this? Why do you think that? But it does matter. At the end of the day, it does matter because how Vikings players are portrayed to the general public, it makes a difference in who gets voted into the Pro Bowl. And all the national writers who don't watch every game either, you know who you are, when they're in charge of voting for all pros, voting for all decades teams, voting for the Hall of Fame. It does matter, man. When it comes to Eric Kendricks, he has been the heartbeat of the Vikings defense. And he's been in the background. I mean, quietly, 54 has just been that guy ever since he came in as a second-round pick in 2015, even though he's been overshadowed by his former UCLA and Vikings teammate Anthony Barr, by some of the other big names on the Vikings defense. But Eric Kendricks has been the straw that stirs the drink on Vikings defense for many a year. So when it comes to ESPN's their ranking of the top 10 off-ball linebackers for 2022. Now, yes, this isn't ESPN per se. This is them just collecting votes and data from execs, coaches, and players. It's frustrating. It is massively frustrating because it shows not only does Kendricks not get the time of day from the media, he doesn't get the time of day from his peers or people who are in charge of things. It's just massively frustrating, man. Now, this is behind the ESPN paywall, but here's what it said about Kendricks. Kendricks is known for his pass coverage, but finished 2021 with a career-high 5 sacks. Oh, that should be good. That should be good, isn't it? You have the best coverage linebacker in the National Football League, also getting after that ass of the quarterback. Still really good, but there have been other guys who have passed him up somewhat, an AFC scout said. Probably somewhere high in that second tier of guys. So an AFC scout. Oh, Lord. So an AFC scout, not even the same conference, probably doesn't even watch a lot of Vikings games. And if he's a college scout, he watches 0 Vikings games. I was like, probably in the second tier somewhere. Anonymous AFC scout. So you're telling me the Jaguars Southwest Regional college scout. He's like, yeah, Eric Kendricks, blah. Get the hell out of here, man. Now, again, we're not going to spoil the list, but we have some issues. Well, we have so Darius Leonard, Fred Warner up at the top, have no issue. Have no issue with that. They are bad dudes, absolutely bad dudes. But so Micah Parsons high up on that list. Micah Parsons is an edge rusher. Like he came into the league as an off-ball linebacker, but due to injuries on the Cowboys' defensive front, Parsons is basically an edge rusher. Parsons is basically playing the Lawrence Taylor role on that Cowboys defense. So, I mean, I don't consider him an off-ball linebacker anymore. And also, if you factor in off-ball linebacker tasks, he's not really even that great in coverage, right? He's still very raw in that department. Plus, who cares if he's bad in coverage because he gets after the quarterback, which is much more important. So I would take him off this list because, of course, he's going to get hyped up because he has edge rusher stats. And then, so Lavonte David and Bobby Wagner. Big time respect to both of them, but they are aging out, right? Lavonte David is getting up there in age, and Bobby Wagner is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, respect, but I think that he has been getting by on name recognition for the last couple of years. Like last year, he was fine, although Kendricks took a step back last year, debatably. But, I mean, Wagner, there's a reason why the Seahawks moved on from Bobby Wagner, and it wasn't really cap-related. And then he just goes to the Rams, whatever, and then he automatically just gets that respect. So, sure. I fully understand that at points, the Vikings players will have their thumb on the scale, and it's just always against it because the same arguments against Eric Kendricks. Oh, he's getting up there in age. Oh, he had a bad year last year. Oh, this, oh, that. Can't you apply that to Lavonte David and Bobby Wagner as well? How come it's only Kendricks that gets that flack for those reasons? Don't understand it. Also, something I don't understand. So Jordan Brooks, who was a surprise first-round pick by the Seahawks a couple years ago, the fact that he made the top 10, the fact that he was voted in ahead of Eric Kendricks, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Even though he was second in the league last year in tackles, it was mainly because the Seahawks defensive line was so poor, so he had a lot of work to clean up. You could say the same thing about the Vikings defensive line last year, by the way. Not so much. But, Jordan Brooks, he's fine against the run. He's an absolute liability in coverage. So the fact that a guy is not great at half of his job, which is specifically what he's supposed to do as an off-ball linebacker, I don't get it. I don't understand that one. I just don't, because last year basically he replaced KJ Wright. Now with Bobby Wagner gone, he is that guy in Seattle. So maybe he will ascend, sure. But how are you gonna vote an ascending player ahead of Eric Kendricks, a guy who's already established, a guy who's still the best coverage linebacker in the National Football League? I don't get it. The panel of coaches, players, and execs was a 3-person panel. What was it? Pete Carroll, John Schneider, and Jordan Brooks. Were they the 3 voting? That explains why Bobby Wagner's on the list. I don't get it, man. But I don't. I understand that sometimes this gets repetitive, but this all matters. This all matters. The perception of the Vikings players, because even if they just saw them 50% of how we see them. For me, Kendricks should be a Vikings Ring of Honor guy. He's one of the best linebackers in team history. On a franchise that has had a nice run of great linebackers. So it just irks me, man. But the irksome will go away, because I think in this new defense, I think that Eric Kendricks will be freed up to make more plays in the 3-4, in the 3-3-5 nickel. So I think that we haven't even seen the best of Eric Kendricks, because even though he is getting up there in age, I think that he has multiple great years of football left in him. And I actually think this scheme change will help him out, because he'll be able to do more of what he does best, and it will be freed up away from the dirty work and be able to fly around, make plays. Maybe they'll use him more as a rusher as well. Like we said, a career high 5 sacks last year, so he'll get after it. He'll get after him, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Eric Kendricks hated on by the ESPN Offball Linebacker rankings. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.